Hello there, and welcome to Movement and Meditation. In today's sequence, we're going to release pelvic tension throughout the movement portion of our class, and then we're going to move into a seated meditation practice. I do ask you to try to do the meditation part of the class seated, because we're going to come into more of a concentration type of meditation, and being upright allows us to be a little bit more active in our posture and active with our breath and active in our mind. We're working toward bringing clarity to the mind, which is a little bit, it's just a different purpose than if we were lying down and allowing us to soak in a meditation. So I would encourage you to grab a few props so we can get started right away. You're going to have your legs up over a chair or an ottoman or potentially the cushion of your couch. So you'll need to practice near a seat. And then we're going to have 3 to 5 blankets, 5 if you don't have any blocks, 3 if you have blocks, and you'll want to have 2 blocks handy. Okay, we're going to start with our legs over the chair. When I'm teaching restorative, I would have the chair positioned in the other direction, so the backrest would be facing me. You'll notice that it's not during this class, and I like to have headrest under my head and neck when I'm anytime I'm lying down, but that's optional. So if you're perfectly comfortable lying on your back without any head support, then you do you. Okay? All right, make your way down onto your back. Elevate your legs on the chair. For this particular practice, you'll want to have your hips under your knees on the chair. And if you are using head support, you can tuck it right in underneath your head and your neck. And if you have extra blanket on the sides, it's always nice to curl the blanket under and snuggle it in against the sides of your head. Okay, and we'll just pause here for the first few breaths. You want to what I like to do is bring the knees and the shins together and then just let the legs fall out a little bit. You don't want them to be splaying too wide, but you also don't want to be squeezing the legs together. Soften the eyes and the space between the eyebrows. Let the forehead melt. Good. And now we're going to draw both knees up toward the chest. This is your first time doing this today. The knees might be further apart or closer together. It doesn't matter. We're kind of taking a little baseline. So we'll come back to this position and see how things are feeling. So just sense into the pelvic floor. Notice how you're feeling there today. And now you're going to slide your right leg back onto the chair. And we're just going to bring the heel of the left leg onto the chair and interlace your fingers over your left knee. Let the left knee come out to the left so that it's in line with your left ear. Good. And then use your left hand to really hold that leg in place, allowing you to release all efforting through the leg, the hip, and the pelvic floor. So the leg is heavy and relaxing while that left arm is efforting to hold the position. Breathe naturally. Notice if you're gripping through the groin and the left or right sides, and soften there. And now we're going to bring the knee back through center and over toward the right side, just until the left knee is in line with the right cheek or thereabouts, just not further than that. It's okay if you don't go quite that far, but not further. Knees not further than the right cheek. And I like to change my hand position a little bit. So now my right hand is holding my left knee in place. And I'm going to draw the left knee toward the chest slightly, keeping that same angle. Good. Letting the leg bones be heavy, the pelvis surrender. This can be so subtle, but it's such a deep release. We'll give it a few more breaths. Good. Release the left leg. Hug the left knee toward the chest. Bring the right leg up and hug both knees toward the chest. And notice the left pelvic hip region now and the right. Bring both legs back onto the chair. Pause there. If you found that your left heel was sliding off of the chair, then you might scoot your bottom even a little bit closer to the chair so that when we go into the right side, you're going to be able to keep the right heel on the chair. Couple more breath here without efforting through the legs, through the pelvis. Good, and then slide the right knee up toward the chest. Hold the right knee, clasping the hands around the knee. Bring the right knee out in line with the right ear. Good, and then letting the effort go out of the leg, the hip, the pelvis, the groin. And the right arm, the little bit of the left arm is doing all of the work to hold the leg here. Releasing any effort through the right and left leg, hip, pelvis, and groin. Now use the hands to bring the left knee across the body toward the right cheek. And then we're going to squeeze the knee toward the chest slightly. I like to switch and let the left arm do most of the work now. Notice any gripping, tensioning, and let it start to dissolve. The little pieces of tension be chipped off the limbs. you can let go. Gently release the right knee, bring it in toward the chest. The left leg comes in to meet the right, hugging both knees in toward the chest. Notice any expansion that you've created. Okay, you're going to go ahead and release the legs from the chair, roll over onto one side, and curl up here for a moment, knees stacked. And then take your time, support yourself as you rise back up into a seated position. Okay. We're going to move into the meditation portion of the class. I would like you to be seated upright, but I'd also like you to be comfortable. So if sitting in your chair or on your couch is the most comfortable, supported position for you and seated, then please give yourself permission to do that. Otherwise, if you're choosing to be on the floor, then we're going to use our 3 blankets and our blocks. So one blanket is going to be a little bit wider than a typical blanket fold, and that's going to be the base of our seat. So we'll go ahead and lay it down here on the floor, and then I'm going to stack 2 folded blankets on top of it, and these ones are a little quite firm, so if your blankets are softer, you're probably going to find that you want to have more. Sometimes couch cushions can be lovely as well. With the top blanket, I'm just going to create a little shelf, so I'm going to place the top blanket in behind the next blanket down just a little bit, and I'll show you why in a moment. So we can go ahead and sit up onto the blankets. Make sure that you have your blocks within arm's reach. Okay, so sitting up tall on your blankets, and then where you created that shelf, we can just allow the sit bones to come forward slightly so we get the pelvis coming forward just a little bit. And then we're going to use the blocks underneath the knees to give us a little bit of extra support. We just created all of that space through the pelvis, through our yoga movements. And so we want to keep that and allow ourselves to not have to effort to stay here as we meditate. So if they don't work under the knees, if you're not feeling stable there, then maybe slide them back and place them underneath the outside edges of the thighs. You'll find what works for you. Just take that extra moment to arrive. Okay. Place your hands on your legs, palms down to ground your energy. And we're going to close our eyes or take your gaze down to the floor at a single point. And we're going to draw our awareness internally all the way down to the pelvic floor. And again, take as much efforting or tensioning out of the pelvic floor as possible. You might need a little engagement through that central pelvic area to help with the support of stacking the spine. But the rest of the trunk is going to help us to do that too. So not all the work is coming from the base. Notice the legs heavy. Notice all the points of contact that are connecting to the floor, the legs, the sit bones. Good, and with each breath, imagine the vertebra stacking in their natural curves from the base of your spine up through your low back, up behind your waist to your low rib cage, up your rib cage, between your shoulders, the back of the neck, to the base of the skull. Your ears over your shoulders. The crown of the head lifting toward the heavens. It's like your body is suspended between the heavens and the earth. Drawing, nurturing, compassionate, softening, receptive energy up through Mother Earth. Receiving passion, purpose, clarity through the crown of the head from the heavens. And these two energies meet at the space behind the navel and merge together, swirling and weaving in and around one another. Marriage of Shiva and Shakti, bringing us into balance. As you continue to breathe here, be aware of these two pure forces of energy moving into your beingness, nurturing, mothering, goddess energy rising up through the soles of your feet, flowing in through your legs, your knees, your thighs, your hips, your pelvis, in and around your reproductive organs, your digestive organs, up behind the navel, and swimming up through the core of your body, magnetize to your heart. And the life-giving pulse of your heart distributes compassion and ease, receptivity, creativity throughout your entire body, your entire subtle body, and out into your auric field. Bringing you back into harmony with creation. And from the heavens descends Shiva, energy of action, passion, purpose, right action. Descending in through the crown of your head, bringing clarity of mind, intelligence, and reason in through the brain, diffusing down into your sensory organs, giving you eyes that see clearly, ears that hear God's intention, a nose that draws in the sense of goodness, a mouth that speaks what's true to you. Removing any blockages and fears of speaking your truth that are ready to let go. And that Shiva energy, just like the Shakti, being magnetized to your heart. And as this energy of action is received by the heart transmutes that energy and pulses the energy of right action throughout the entire body, equipping you with the courage, passion, a sense of purpose. Sensing Shiva and Shakti, the energies of yin and yang, merging behind the navel once more, filling up your golden reservoir of life force energy here. Bringing your body at all levels, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, into balance, into harmony. And become a witness to any messages that are coming through regarding the way that you need to move forward most aligned with your highest good. They may come as a feeling, as a voice inside. Or you may just have a sense. Or you may not receive any words. There may be a sense of peace or ease, or you may feel compelled towards specific action. You will know. Your entire beingness vibrating with a harmonious balance of ease and right action. This is available to you at any time. Guiding our hands to the center of our heart space, we bow our heads in gratitude to Mother Earth and Father God for supporting us, for holding us in this human form, for inspiring our souls to choose to be here at this very transformative moment in time. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste.